Big hand to Karen Miller for organizing tonight's event, everyone. Folks, it's my privilege, my honor to be here today. I was really thankful to be asked to represent not only the riding of Essex, but our party, the New Democratic Party, on behalf of Andrew Horvath, about what has happened in the crisis that has been created here today. We talked about elected officials. I see a few out in the crowd. My colleague, Percy Hatfield from Windsor-Tecumseh is here.
Way to show up!
Sherry Bondi, a councillor from Essex. Tamara Stomp, councillor from Kingsville. Cheryl Hardcastle is here too as well. Anyone else, elected officials? These are people who get it here, folks, and we have to stand behind them because they're sending the same message as we all are here today. We've all contemplated what has happened. It feels like a funeral. It feels like we've had a death in the family. 104 years of producing food in this community. 104 years of a community coming together. 104 years of seeing the wagons roll down the roads, the county roads, packed with tomatoes. Good, quality, healthy food, domestically produced. And we're going through the stages of grief. We're angry. We're sad. We're disillusioned. We're looking for answers. The answers lie, folks, not in this plant closing, not in the decision of a billionaire to pad his own pockets. It lies in a system that has been well articulated tonight. It's called globalization, and it's governed by free trade, and it's run by a bunch of capitalists who don't care about workers in the country of Canada.
Let's agree, buddy, agree!
Folks, this is deeper than the job losses here. We feel for those 740 workers, the seasonal workers. We feel for the migrant workers. We feel for the farmers. But this comes down to an issue of food security and national sovereignty.
Right on.
If you cannot produce your own food as a country, if you cannot take those raw materials and feed your own people, you are at risk. Your country is at risk, and we're not going to let it happen in this country.
Right on.
Friends, that message has to be sounded loud and clear from one end of this country to another. They're not getting it. They're ramping up the doors, ramping up free trade agreements. We see the CETA agreement, the Comprehensive Economic Trading Agreement with Europe. And folks say that, well, this will open up markets. This will open up markets. Well, in fact, it will shut the doors to domestic production in this country. It'll stymie the ability of municipalities to buy our own goods. It is absolutely detrimental to our economy, and it's the reason, it's the rationale that we're losing so many tens of thousands of jobs, good-paying manufacturing jobs in this country, and it has to stop immediately. My message today to you is to stand together. This is a sentiment of compassion.
Right on.
We are with you. Karen is not even associated with Heinz, but she feels the compassion, she felt the compassion to bring us all together. Tonight we stand together, tomorrow we stand united, and we'll continue to fight for the workers in this region, in Leamington, and across the country who are going through the same thing. We know they are. There are some things that we need to ensure that our political leadership focuses on, and that's my job, to be critical of their actions. Number one is to make sure that this plant stays here and the opportunities that are built in this plant don't go abroad. There's no way that we can let that happen. What type of economy do we want to build? What type of economy do we want to build? Do we want to ship our goods across seas and oceans to have it sold back to us?
No.
As cheap products? What is the cost of a $5 Walmart t-shirt? Is it the cost of garment workers, female garment workers in Bangladesh? Is that what the cost? Is that what we're willing to pay? I say no, you say no, and our leadership should say no.
Right on.
Friends, we have to ensure that this plant stays. We also have to protect those who produce this food, those farmers who have invested so much into their production and into their operations. If they go, if we allow them to go, then that is the first plank in losing our sovereignty. Our governments have to stand ready, willing, and able to support them to get through this time, because we know in this area, we know how to grow. It's what we do. We have the most fertile soil in the whole nation. We can grow, we can feed our own country, we can feed our own people, and we can produce good paying jobs while doing it. Friends, stand together. When you see, my last message to you is that this is going to be the hardest time for this community that they've ever seen. So when you see somebody, your neighbor, your friend, in the grocery store who may have never asked for help before, be ready, stand with them, reach out, connect with them, because they need us all. We need to show them that we care, and tonight, by being here, you've started that process. Thank you all so much for coming out.